Hey guys, how's it going? It is Travis Mortz with the Forest Hill Film Lab. Today I'm doing kind of a fun video that just came to me recently, really just this morning. And basically I'm going to be telling you guys why you need to ditch your digital camera today. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but I got an explanation for it all, and I hope you guys will stick around to listen to it. Alright, so I'll just start it out by explaining this video. Recently online on the film photographer page, I've seen a couple people posting things like, I've been neglecting my digital camera lately because I've been having so much fun with film, or I've been shooting so much film that my digital camera is collecting dust on the shelf. You know, things like that. And it got me thinking. I had this problem a few years ago. So, I've shot digital since the beginning of my photography career. And I shot film the whole way through as well. I had a film camera first, and I shot them both side by side the whole way through. But I'd say it was about 4 years ago, this happened to me. My digital camera started collecting dust on the shelf. I didn't even realize it. It just kind of happened, and I didn't really understand why. But what was happening was that my attachment to my film images has always been more. I've always cared more about my film photos than my digital images. I never really acknowledged it, though. I never really addressed it. I just knew that if I shot something on my Hasselblad, I was 10 times more excited than if I shot something on my digital camera. That being said, I shot my digital camera so much more that it was easy to forget about this. Now, this is something I wanted to share with you guys because I've been in everyone's shoes. I've been the full-on digital photographer shooting weddings. I've been the student doing a film class, and here I am on YouTube talking to you guys about photography. So I have a little bit of perspective on all these things, and basically I want to explain to you guys that first and foremost, my channel that I have here, this is geared towards the hobbyist. This is geared towards the passionate photographer that's doing it because they love it. I'm not necessarily talking to professional photographers here. I'm not here for the wedding photographer. And so this video is for you guys. This video is for you guys that watch my channel that have been dabbling with 35mm, that have been shooting film. Maybe you've been falling in love with it. Maybe you haven't. But these posts got me thinking. And I started thinking, this is a kind of a general consensus that all film photographers share. When we talk with one another, when film photographers start talking, we can all agree on these things, that the film photos feel like they're more meaningful to us. They feel more significant. We care about them more. And it's like, I realize, like, we're taking photos for no reason. I've said this before in previous videos, but we're already doing this thing for no damn reason at all. So, if there's one you care about more, then why wouldn't you do that one? I mean, if you cared about your film photographs more than your digital, then why even bother shooting the digital ones that you care less about? You're already doing this hobby, in theory, for no reason. Like, we all have a friend that doesn't shoot photos, right? That guy's getting along just fine with his life, not taking pictures every day. This is something that us as photographers decide that we need in our lives. And if there's one that you care about more than the other, then do that. I mean, if that's the first point. That's the no-brainer. I realized that once I realized that there was an image coming from this camera and an image coming from this camera, and I cared about this one more, well, this camera over here doesn't really mean a whole lot anymore, And so that's my number one point, is when I see these posts, I'm thinking, well, if you feel that way, then why are you even taking your digital camera out of the house? I don't understand. I mean, I have a digital camera. I'm using it right now to make a video for you guys. And when I go on a trip to Yosemite or Yellowstone, this stays in my house. I don't bring it with me because why would I? Any photos I take with this are shots wasted, in my opinion, because they're not photos that I could be shooting on film, which I care more about. So, this video is kind of to explain to you guys that, there's nothing to be scared of when it goes to switching. If you're a digital photographer, it seems scary. A lot of people who start digital photography, they spend a lot of money on their camera, and then they think, I gotta be a professional, I gotta make this money back, that's gonna be the number one comment on this video, is people saying, well, I'm a professional photographer and I shoot weddings all year, and I can't afford shooting film. I'm not talking to you then. And you know what? Most of us aren't professional photographers shooting weddings all year. And if you are a professional photographer shooting weddings all year, you probably started photography as a hobbyist. You probably started because you love taking pictures and you decided that you needed to make money doing it. That's fine. But, in theory, we're all lovers of photography. We all like capturing moments forever. And so if your cell phone could make you a digital image that we know, I mean, come on, we know we're not going to print these things. You know that you haven't printed 100 photos from your cell phone, and you know that this year you haven't printed 100 photos from your digital camera. Please, I mean, if you have, raise your hand in the comments and we could just see in scale how many people have, but most people haven't. I haven't. I haven't printed 100 photos from my film this year. I'm slacking. It's hard. So if we're not going to be printing them anyways, and we're shooting the digital camera for convenience, that the phone's more convenient than that. The phone's quicker than that. And if it's just going to end up on Instagram or something anyways, then why don't you slow down a little bit? Why don't you take the film camera, because you do have your instant phone all the time. The digital honeymoon stage for me and for everyone else, it seems like, is over. We know now what we're getting ourselves into. It's not 2003 anymore where we're like, holy shit, free photos, shoot as many as you want. There's no downsides to this. There absolutely is downsides to only shooting digital files, that if you don't print them and you don't store them correctly, you're going to lose them. That's just all there is to it. My old phone's broken, like the whole screen's shattered, and now I have to go export all the photos off there if I want to keep them. And at the same time, there's just going to be going onto another storage. They still don't exist in my hands. I still haven't printed them. So am I even going to back up my other phone? Probably not. Like, why? So I could hang on to these photos for 4 or 5 more years? I guess if that's what's important to me, if it's important for me to hang on to photos for 5 or 6 more years, then I'm going to go back that phone up. But longevity, long term, we now know, there is a better way, and that better way is physical. These are photos from last Christmas, and then look, shuffled in here is Van's these are first photos of my son being born. These are just in here, chilling, waiting. And then what's this? This is a photo of me as a 2-year-old child. That was just in this box. That's a Polaroid. So it's this is hard to deny. So, this is photography. This is what we're working for. And if this is your hobby and this is what you care about, and you're not trying to make money at it, then don't spend your $700 on a digital camera, and you can spend your $700 on the coolest film camera you could think of. Tons of film developing, and at the end of the day you get negatives. Here's negatives that some guy sent me. This is real photos. This guy, he's probably, my client is probably a little more excited about getting these in the mail than he is about plugging the SD card in. We know that. We already know that. For us hybrid shooters out there, for us film digital shooters, we know the difference. You don't have to talk about it with your friends or anything, but I know that you know, and you know that I know that you know. And so if there is a difference and you really do value that, then don't be scared. Just ditch that thing. Ditch that digital camera. I did it years ago, and you know what happened? Ever since then, every photo I've ever taken, on a camera at least, is documented. So what's my downside? I have a shit ton of negatives now. That's my downside. The one downside to me switching over and getting rid of my digital camera is that now I have all of my photos, and it's kind of hard to deal with. But that's okay. I have time to cut them up and put them in sleeves, and I still have them. So that's why I wanted to make this video, kind of share it with you guys. If you are feeling that, if you guys are shooting both and you're feeling that feeling of, man, these film photos are so awesome, I love these a lot, I wish my digital made me feel this way, why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting precious actuations? You might lose your index finger one day and not be able to do this. You better save those actuations and be making real images the whole time. It's the best. Quite literally, it's the best. And I know a lot of people are going to say, it's easy for you to say you've got a film lab, you develop all your own film, but I didn't always. For 8 years, I developed film in the bathroom like this, 2 rolls at a time, and I'd scan them in a flatbed scanner. It would take me an hour and a half, and I would love every minute of it. And so I've done exactly what you guys will have to do. It's $130 for all the stuff you need to develop film. That's the price of any digital lens, like the cheapest lens you could get for a digital camera, and then you're free sailing. Like, it costs nothing. It costs nothing to develop black and white film yourself. It's minute, the amount of money it costs. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to rant to you guys a little bit. If you're feeling like you love something, if you like one more than the other, stop doing the other. Just do the one you like more. It's pretty straightforward. And ditch your digital camera. Time for that thing to go. You have a cell phone. We all got an iPhone. Text your buddy the picture right away. It's so much easier. And you're not going to print it anyways. So anyways, that's my rant. So thank you guys for listening. And until next time, you guys, keep on shooting.